Hey guys, welcome to Random Fix. The videos that I normally do don't have a lot of excitement because I'm showing you guys how to do things. But in today's video, we got something to get excited about. We got the 2019 Sprinter here, and I just finally got this back from Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco, and they took care of all the little concerns I had. And now we're gonna go ahead and convert this to a camper van. So I got some free help here, and we're gonna go ahead and tear this apart. Let me give you guys a quick little tour of the van. So this came with a little bit of a partition in the back here. So both sides were separated. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. It also comes with the rear AC system, which I started disassembling because that partition that was installed basically was rattling around. So we're going to go ahead and remove that as well today. And then we're going to remove these window covers back here on the rear of the vehicle as well as these doors right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this and show you guys how to do this safely. And if you're able to maintain your headliner, you can actually sell these.
Since every van is a little bit different, guys, I'm gonna cover with you guys this process in a little bit of a faster pace here. And on the screen, I'm gonna display for you guys where you guys can skip to if you guys want to see it in real time. So over here in my van, obviously we have to remove some additional components such as the rear AC. If you have the rear AC, you want to go ahead and remove it. If you have access to a ladder or a step like I did, it'll make it easier. You want to go ahead and remove the B columns here. And at the end of the video, guys, I'm going to show you guys this little box that you really need to get for your Mercedes if you want to go ahead and do this headliner removal, because you're going to need a lot of different Torx bits. And one of the things that I highly recommend is disconnecting the batteries on this vehicle. So there's one right here in the driver footwell area. And if you have an auxiliary battery, go ahead and disconnect that as well. And the one by the driver footwell area is a quick disconnect. And for the auxiliary battery, you're going to have to use a 10mm socket and just go ahead and disconnect that. And now you want to go ahead and remove the seatbelt bolt down here, and in my case I use some power tools. So you want to use power tools for removing stuff. However, do not use power tools for installing components, because if it misthreads, you're going to go ahead and cause yourself a huge headache. And right here, after I remove the seat belts, guys, the most important thing to do is keep track of everything. So I used some Ziploc bags or Amazon bags that I had laying around, and I labeled everything very carefully, because this project could take you 28 days, which it did for me, or it could take you 2 years, and you're going to really forget about what piece goes where. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove some components that actually hold the B column in place. And you're going to need some Torx bits, which I'm going to show you guys that whole box at the end again. And you're going to need to go and play around with the seat belt to get it through there. And this will just go ahead and slide out, and there's little clips at the bottom that keep it in place. So you kind of angle it back and then you pull it up. And on my Sprinter here, I have an overhead bunk. If you don't have it, it might be a little bit easier. You are going to have to go ahead and remove the handle here. So go ahead and take your time, remove the handle, and store everything in a bag and label it so you don't forget what piece goes where, because this hardware for the handle is a little bit different than some of the other hardware. Again, remove this plastic trim that holds that cover in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and get to the overhead bunk area, and I've already removed my seats. I'm going to go ahead and remove the rear window covers, and these right here are just regular Phillips. And again, I'm probably not going to be using these, so I'm going to go ahead and put these up for sale on Craigslist and remove them off the rear tailgate as well. Just take your time when you're doing this. So that's all removed. Now we're going to go ahead and pop out the headliner. So there's some clips here on the rear section, and you want to get yourself one of these trim removal pieces, guys, and make sure you get something really quality, because you really want to make sure that you don't break any of these clips. And so you want to go ahead and use a little trim piece to split the little clip apart, and then go ahead and push on the handle, and that leverage really is going to allow for that clip to pull out of there. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same for the lower trim piece down there on the edge of the door, and this is just going to go ahead and pop out towards the bottom here after you remove the lower clips. And there is going to be some connectors in the corner on the actual driver's side and passenger side. So go ahead and undo the connector that just pops off. And now you want to go ahead and do the same for the opposite side. Go ahead and remove all those black clips. Once they are removed, we are going to go ahead and disconnect that little wire that powers up the cigarette lighter port in that corner. And now that's removed. Now we're going to go ahead and get to the very first piece of the headliner here. And this piece right here is going to be held in place by 4 clips at the top here that I'm showing you guys. And these are the gray clips. And these are the butterflies that actually hold it in place on the side. So once that was removed, I went ahead and removed the partition. So the partition is probably not going to be installed on your vehicle. And when I got it, it had some additional bracing, which I already removed. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the partition here. And once the partition is removed, I'm going to go ahead and start focusing on the rear AC hardware that's back there. And if your van doesn't have it, it might be a little bit easier. And now we're going to go ahead and make sure the wires, everything else is out of the way and nothing gets damaged. So we've pulled out all the lights. These lights just pull out by putting a little screwdriver in the corner, and it just pops out. So to remove the rear AC components back here, it's got some Torx bits on here. And then the main thing here is not to pull on these. You actually want to unclip these and slide the piece forward, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So remove all the hardware from the headliner section, pop the wire through the top so it doesn't hold you up, and slide these back. And once this is slid back, you're going to have access to the rest of the screws up there. And with the top, guys, make sure you label it.
Okay, so to make this a little faster, what you can do is you can go forward one piece, grab the little pieces where the clips are, grab your 2 hands, pull down like that, get the little clip. You can come over here. See this little black clip? Remove that out of here. And we've gone ahead and removed the clip. That one's out. So now if we step back here and just feel where these panels are, you're going to reach in here like this, and you want to do this softly. You want to be a little aggressive on this. Pull down like that, and when you get to the corners here, right where the butterflies are, you want to get in here. So right where the butterflies are, I try not to use a screwdriver. You can, you may damage something, so just take your time and just get it out like that, and just like that. You want to come to the other side and push in here like that, push in here like that, and now this whole piece just came down, and that easy. So again,
in order to remove this piece, you need to get this
black pop-out clip.
Pop-out clip, you need to take that off in order to remove this, and then this one too.
Yep, so now we got that out. You're just going to use a small Phillips screwdriver to get this out. And now she's going to come back here and pull on this. And you can see that some of these clips here are broken. And now we just need to get the butterflies out. Perfect. So let me hold this piece in.
Leave it right there. So I can come here.
There you go. And just start stacking the panels. Check that out, guys. We got the biggest panel in front, and now you can see we're going to be able to do all our installation and everything else. And there's definitely a little bit more of an echo in here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So for the front panel here, again, we got some clips here. We're going to go ahead and get this popped out. And so go ahead and remove this clip. Use that tool that I showed you guys in the beginning. And I'll have a link to it in the video box below, as well as any other tools that I use in the video. Okay, so every van is different. Normally what you would do is you would come back here, pull down on these pieces, get this out, get that little pop-out clip that's right there, out of there. That's removed. And you would come down here, pull on this, and once you got that pulled down, you want to go ahead and pull on this. But before you do that, there's a little tiny black connector, a pop-out clip that you remove with the little flathead screwdriver. Because of this build out here, we don't have access to the top of that. So what we're doing is actually removing the TV, and so she's going to do that now. And there's the TV. TV's out. Very nice. So that's a very interesting way of mounting a TV without a mount, but it works and it's secure and doesn't protrude at all. So super cool. Now you can see I still don't have access to that black pop-out clip, so I need to go ahead and remove this now. And the reason I actually want to pop this out because I want to go ahead and insulate the front of the area, because that whole area there is exposed and it will really keep the cold and the heat out. So if you're able to go ahead and access this, go ahead and drop this. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and drop this visor area here. That way I can actually get access to this. I can see that this is bolted in here, and it's also bolted in right here. So I'm going to have to undo that. But first, we got to drop this visor. So go ahead and flip this up like this. So we're going to get access to a little cover back here that comes off just like that, and you want to go ahead and remove that cover on both sides, and it gives me access to there's a T30 up there that I'm going to be able to get. You want to get access to a little cosmetic cover that just fell off that goes to a T30 in there, and as well as the other side. So this may be a little challenging, but we'll get to it. So there's a T30 in there. So to get access to this, go ahead and get your fingers, undo that, pull forward. So to get that clip off, go ahead and pull back like this, and then pull sideways, and you'll have access to the visor now, and you can get that T30 in there. How exciting! She's still got her yellow glasses on. So that is out. Now we're going to go ahead, put this up, and then do the other side right there. And this will just swivel out like that. There's a little hook there, so get that to the front. And we've been keeping everything in separate bags because we don't want to drive ourselves crazy. So when you come here, just go ahead and
Don't break it. Oh.
And then once it's out like that, just go ahead and move it off the swivel.
Okay.
To get this fully out, you want to go ahead and get to that last T30. So we're gonna see how to do this now. So I got a little extension on here, and I'm just gonna go and get this in here, and I think I can access this. Yay, I can access it. So I got both side pieces, the T30s out of there. I got one out of there, one out of there, one out of here, one out of here, and one out of here. So we have a total of 6 of these that we're gonna throw in this bag here. And this is just gonna go ahead and swivel down. So slight change of plans. There's one more additional 30 Torx in the front, which I can't have access to. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get this down, slide it back so I can get access to that last T30 up there. And I'm gonna go ahead and reduce some of the weight, pull this off, and notice that I have AC power running in here. So if you guys see, there's one AC power port right there. And I also have another one right there towards the back. So I gotta be very careful and not to put any strain on these wires. And we got some additional fasteners right up there, right here. So one thing, these are the side ones right here, and they're actually shorter than the ones that go on the top. So what I started doing is marking the bags that I'm putting these in, that the top is long and the sides are short, so that way we don't go with the long ones on the side and go through the body of the van.
Okay.
Okay. So this thing is loose now. So what we're gonna do is pick up the headrest. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use the headrest best we can to support this weight. Since the front of the cab is lowered now, we have access to that little clip up there. Now we're gonna work our way forward. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to come back here and we're going to go and remove this. So to get this side off, you can go ahead and manipulate it around the window seal. So if you come down, you can see I'm actually removing it slowly. So don't pull it all the way. Or you could go ahead and remove this rubber piece. So you could go ahead and back off this rubber piece right here if you wanted to move that out. But we're going to just keep working this. Grabbing the tabs that I showed you earlier, the butterflies, they're right here, and get all of these out. So there's one more right there. There it is. There it is. There they are. All of those are loose, and this side is all loose too now. So now we're gonna go and work this down. Get the wire tucked up in there, like that. Grab this side now, like that. And with that lowered, we're gonna go and keep this area supported while you're doing this, guys, because you don't want to damage this. And we're gonna get access to this black cap here. Can you come and show everybody, Angel? So there it is, guys. There is that little devil we've been searching for. It's all the way out. And so there's actually a total of 2 black clips. So here's the second black clip. You want to go ahead and remove this out of here too. With the black clip out of here, making sure that it's cleared the rubber here. This piece will just slide out. Ready? And there we go. Voila. We have headliner removed. How long did that take? About 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not the entire headliner, because we still have that front piece.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glass half full, glass half empty. On here, I think we got majority of that work done. That's just one T30 over there. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this out too. So again, if you don't have this piece, all you have to do is remove another T30 over there, which I'll show you guys. And you're just basically gonna go ahead and bring that back. slide it down like that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So what we did is we actually went ahead and just slid this back. The 120 wiring that's actually run there just is nice and loose, so we have plenty of room, and it's not putting any stress on here. And I'm going to show you guys that other Torx right there. You can see it right here. That needs to come out, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of there. Alright guys, next we're going to go ahead and remove this airbag. I think it's the pillar cover here. We got an airbag cover over here. So this trim piece, you need to pop this off right here using a flathead screwdriver. Just go in here, remove that very carefully, and there is going to be a T30 back there, so careful. And there's that T30. Do the same for both sides, and then I'm going to show you how to drop the airbag next. So we got that side done, and now it's time for this side. So we remove the cover from the bottom with the flathead screwdriver. We're going to go in here and get this out of here. So that is out. Just take your time with this, don't rush it, just because we got airbags and this material back here is very, very soft. There we go. With that T30 removed here, and we're gonna go and remove this column right here. So get your fingers in here, and you're gonna go and reach in here. There's a pop clip right here. You're gonna hear it pop, and with that clip out, you want to slide. You want to get in the other side, get in here, and then pull straight out like that. That exposes the airbags there. Long tip screwdriver here. You're gonna come in right here, and you're gonna push up and reach in there. And basically, I just dropped the airbags, so this are both released. So that is awesome. And now we got to work on this piece over here. So I believe to do this, you're gonna go grab this, just leave it this side like that. You don't have to uninstall it. And now we got to get this section off. And be careful with the SOS wire, guys, over here. So I obviously disconnected from power, but if you're not disconnected from power, you don't want the authorities or something happening. So do not push that button. But again, we don't have any electricity here, so we're gonna go ahead and drop this part of the panel now too. So now we're gonna go ahead and drop the remaining headliner by tilting it. So the front is pretty loose here. Battery on our vehicle is disconnected, so don't take any chances. You want to slide this down so the airbag doesn't have to come out of the car. So again, we're going to slide this. All right, so go ahead and remove the headliner out of the airbag area right here, just like that. That comes out, and the headliner is going to do this tilt. And now we want to just tilt it. So there is going to be the headliner, and you want to pull in right here, and this is going to allow this to drop now. And now from underneath, if you can go underneath and feed that back to me. Again, this makes it really helpful when the battery is disconnected. You do not have to worry about all the electronics. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this up so there's no strain on the wires here using a bungee. So there's actually no strain on the wires because I was going to use a bungee, but don't need it. And on my vehicle here, I can't actually move the headliner out of here because I have 120 volt AC running through here to these ports. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it the way it is, and tomorrow I'm going to come in here and insulate this whole area And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this headliner back in place. This is those airbag clips that I showed you. To get those out again, push from the very bottom, put a screwdriver in here and just tilt them out. And pretty much you got your whole headliner out. And I'm going to have a whole video about insulation because I know that's a really hot topic. I'm going to show you guys some really easy ways of getting your van insulated. We got some components like this. You're not going to need this, but do not throw this away because it might be really good for grabbing the contour of the roof or something. So keep pieces like this available. And when you remove your headliner, you're actually going to see this piece here. You do not need this piece. So go ahead and toss it or keep it. And to take it out, you just remove the top section. And at the very bottom, it just goes ahead and slides out. And by the way, you can sell these headliners and this right here for about $300 to $500 on Craigslist. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up. It's absolutely free and would mean the world to me because we're going to have a lot of fun in this van. And I would love to show you guys some of the things that I've done. And from saving thousands of dollars on batteries to simple installation, we're going to get this van completed and it's not going to take us 10 years. So if you actually have any left in clips like this, so for those kind of clips, all you got to do to remove them, grab yourself a flathead screwdriver like this, put it right where the groove is, take your hand, and they pop out just like that using flathead screwdriver. And there is all my headliner stacked up. So I was able to sell the headliner, the 3 seats that I removed from here, and the track for about $1,600, and somebody's coming to pick them up right now, and that way that person can get some joy out of this too. This is the blue box I was referring to that you should get if you're going to be working on your Sprinter, and this has all the different Torx bits and these E sockets right here. So these E sockets are pretty standard on the Mercedes-Benzes, and this is going to make it so you don't go ahead and strip all your sockets because this is what you really need. And I'll have a link to this in the video box down below as well. I've had this kit for about 8 years, and at the time I paid less than $50. It's absolutely amazing. Alright guys, I hope the video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up, and I really appreciate you guys watching. This was a nice 3.5 hour long ordeal, but we got it done. The headliner's out. It was simple, and the best part is that I got to share the experience with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check the video links below for any items that you're interested in, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And tomorrow we're gonna have an exciting day with installation. I'm gonna start pulling these panels back, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're doing the roof.